On a relentlessly rainy day that had stretched into weeks, the small town in the Philippines called Tacloban lay shrouded in an eerie, persistent downpour. Cab driver Mario had been on the road all night, catering to passengers who sought refuge from the pouring rain. He braved the relentless rain, helping customers to and from his tricycle cab, ensuring their safety, and assisting elderly passengers to avoid any unfortunate slips. As the day began to transition into a murky dusk, exhaustion weighed heavily upon Mario. His eyelids drooped, and his senses dulled. For the sake of his own safety and that of others on the road, he decided to call it a night and head home. Just as he was about to make the turn onto the street leading to his home, a haunting sight met his eyes. Through the blurred curtain of rain, he spotted a desperate mother and child frantically waving for a ride. Despite his overwhelming weariness, a pang of guilt gnawed at him. Another taxi passed by, but Mario hesitated for a moment, torn between his exhaustion and his conscience. Ultimately, he chose to continue on his way home, assuming the other cab would tend to their needs. In addition to his cab driving duties, Mario was also a mechanic on most days. After weeks of incessant rain, the skies had finally relented, but the aftermath was anything but benign. The news carried tales of the devastation wrought by the deluge: widespread flooding, a colossal ship sinking, canceled flights, and chaotic power outages in busy urban centers. It was early evening when Mario decided to return to passenger duty before concluding his day. He felt re-energized and found the brightly lit shop where he worked as a mechanic comforting. His first fare for the night was a young woman accompanied by a 13-year-old girl. They appeared slightly damp, which puzzled him, considering the absence of rain for the past 3 days. Grateful for the ride, they explained that they simply wanted to return home after a long day. Upon reaching their destination, Mario noticed that all the houses on the block were illuminated, except for one. The mother instructed Mario to wait, promising to fetch the fare inside the house. Unconsciously, they left a lone bag on the open trunk at the rear of the tricycle cab. Feeling uneasy about the darkness, the girl suggested they turn on the house lights and return for the bags. Time dragged on, and what felt like an hour passed in silence. A concerned neighbor from across the street approached Mario and introduced himself. They engaged in casual conversation, and the neighbor couldn't help but notice Mario's prolonged wait. He inquired, "Slow night, no passengers?" Mario replied, "I'm waiting for the lady with the 13-year-old girl. They're getting the money from inside the house. They even left their bags in the trunk." A shiver ran down the neighbor's spine as his face turned pale. He struggled to find his voice. "Are you all right?" Mario asked, genuinely concerned. Finally, the neighbor managed to speak, his voice trembling. "The lady and the kid were on the boat that sank last week. I spoke with them on the morning they left. They couldn't hail a cab to catch the plane, so it departed without them. They made the fateful decision to board the ship to Manila to reunite with their family, but they never returned." A profound shock gripped Mario as he recalled that fateful morning weeks ago when he had passed them by, choosing not to offer a ride. The mother and daughter he had unwittingly abandoned had returned to haunt him on this ominous night, their spectral presence casting an eerie pallor over the rainy town. If you like these stories, subscribe to our channel called Cryblinks, and to watch more right now, check out our page for other videos.